Welcome to Fabulously Fun Trips. I'm your host, Greta Smith, owner of Savvy Travel Design, where I plan fabulously fun trips for my clients to share with their favorite people. Here on the show, I introduce you to my reps from my favorite travel brands to help you learn what makes each one special and to give you a chance to ask your questions too. Please feel free to type any of your questions into the comments at any time. We'll circle back and do Q&A at the end. I want to get right to it tonight because my guest is the marvelous Lionel Garcia from Azamara Cruises. If you will welcome him, I'll pull him up here. And there he is.
Hello.
Hey, all right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Lionel. It's great to see you. So can you give us a quick little idea of what you have for us tonight?
Yeah, of course. So, Azamara, we're a small boutique cruise brand owned and operated by Royal Caribbean. And so few people know about us because we really don't do much advertising. Ever since I've been here now at Azamara, it's been about 8 years. I feel like we're the secret that needs to be told. People need to hear about us. And so I'm here to tell you the secret. I will tell you, we're not that much of a secret anymore, but we may still be a secret to some of your followers and viewers on Facebook. So I can't wait to share with you what I believe is a very unique cruise brand that made to wow and share destinations. So I look forward to sharing that with all of you.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it, and I'm sure my viewers are too. If it's okay with you, I'm going to go ahead and pull your screen in.
Sure.
All right.
Let me go into here. Sorry,
You're fine.
here.
Just let me know when you're ready.
Yep.
There we go. And I'm going to take me out so you can.
All right, so that's me without the beard, but we're going to go venturing beyond the sea. Before we get started, let's talk about what many of people want to know is when are we going to resume cruising? So here's my entire fleet, our three vessels, the Azamara Or how about a Norway intensive? Now, if you've ever wanted to go to Norway, this is a phenomenal way. 17 nights, and 9 of those nights are a late night or an overnight, and all dedicated to the country of Norway. By the way, you have to forgive me if you hear any big thumps or sounds or piano playing in the background or dog barking. I'm working down in the basement of a relative of mine. We're visiting some family in Illinois, but Greta didn't want to miss this opportunity to share Azamara with you. So please forgive me if you hear some of these noises. I'm at home just like you. So we also have an Ireland intensive. Now, this Ireland intensive is my favorite by far, and some of you may want to visit Ireland by land, but I will ask you to please consider Ireland by sea, because check it out. We do all of Ireland, yet we get to overnight in Dublin, overnight in Belfast, and here's the best part. If you did this by land, which you could do this itinerary by land, what are you doing in the morning after you set out your luggage and you board the motor coach? You ready? I don't know if you can see me, but you're doing this. If you can't see me, I'm going to describe what this is that I'm doing. I'm resting my head against the window of the motor coach, and my eyes are closed because I'm tired, because I stayed up late last night drinking some Irish whiskey. So now I get to the destination. Oh, yep, I missed the entire countryside. I didn't get to see anything. And now we're continuing on. And guess what? Tomorrow's the same thing, and the day after is the same thing. When you do Ireland by sea, you get to pack and unpack one time, and you get to travel at night when you're sleeping, which is perfect. And you get to explore the destination during the day. And where it matters, like in Dublin, what perfect way to have a proper pub crawl than in Dublin while the ship overnights. And then there's Greece, right? Greece is almost everyone's favorite destination or bucket list destination, regardless if they've been there or not been there. Every time I put up this slide, I hear, ah, or ooh. And yes, you're right. Greece is that kind of destination, that kind of country, that kind of people, that kind of food. And with Azamara, Greece is fantastic. We spent 5 late nights in Greece. This particular one has 5 late nights in Greece. We have a late night in Mykonos, and we have a late night in Ephesus. We visit some of the smaller ports like Milos and Paros, but there's many more Greek intensive voyages that we offer. My favorite has an overnight in Mykonos and a late night in Santorini, so that you can watch the sunset into the caldera while you're sitting in Santorini, watching and taking photos and enjoying this moment of this magical, memorable sunset in Santorini. And you heard me mention Israel earlier. We have a 10-night program with 5 nights in Israel, 3 nights in Ashdod, 2 nights in Haifa. And it gives you the opportunity that if maybe you want to spend some time in Jerusalem and not on the ship, well, guess what? Disembark the ship night 1 of the 5 nights in Ashdod. Do what you were hoping to do. Stay where you want to stay in Jerusalem. Stay with family, visit friends, do whatever it is you need to do. And then just making sure that you're back on a ship at least half an hour before we set sail back to Athens, and you won't miss a thing. Now, this is not a country intensive, but these are new, and I thought it would be silly of me not to mention these itineraries, because a lot of you might want to try Azamara, but don't want to fly all the way to Europe to do so, or anywhere else in the world for that matter. So guess what? How about just take a trip down on Miami? We're going to be there for Thanksgiving, November 26th, round trip Miami. We have a 14-night program that visits ports like St. Martin, Tortola, Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, and Labadee, which if you love Royal Caribbean, let me tell you, Labadee is truly a beautiful private island destination. But have you ever been to Labadee with only 700 guests? Well, that's what we give you when you go to Labadee with Azamara. Then we have a voyage December 10th, also round trip Miami. This is a 13-night program, still 3 late nights, St. John's, which, by the way, when's the last time you went to St. John? You probably visited St. John on a shore excursion from St. Thomas. We stop in St. John because our ship is small enough. We're visiting the little island in Guadeloupe. St. Lucia, you get to visit the Pitons. Or how about spend Christmas and New Year's with us, December 23rd, 15-night program, 10 ports, 3 late nights, and again, visiting a lot of the Caribbean, especially those beautiful Southern Caribbean islands. And Labadee, in my opinion, is still anchoring this itinerary because that is truly that private island destination not to be missed when you're only experiencing it with 700 or fewer guests. So if you love this country intensive idea, look at this. This is a continent intensive. This is going to cover the continent of South America, 69 nights, round trip Miami. And how about that? So the world is at your fingertips, at your footsteps with Azamara. We've now just released our deployment for summer of 22 and spring of 23. So if you like to plan, we have some dates and itineraries available for you to explore. Make sure to reach out to Greta and Savvy Travel Design, and she'll be more than happy to share with you everything that we have in store for the rest of 20, for all of 21, 22, and spring of 23. With our three vessels, we truly cover the globe, which is surprising that we could visit so much with three ships. We operate the Journey, the Quest, and the Pursuit, 700 passengers at full capacity, 408 crew members there to serve your needs and take care of everything you need. And each ship looks and feels the same, has the same features and benefits. And the reason being is that we don't want you to have to figure out, well, which one is better or newer or which has which bell or which whistle. All three vessels are the same, all providing you the same creature comforts of home, but in a new destination. So that way you only have to figure out which is the ship and the destination I want to visit next. And then that one is the perfect ship for you. On board Azamara, we include so much in our pricing, from our drinks to our tips, and not just your alcoholic beverages, but your regular drinks as well. Bottled water, soft drinks, specialty coffees, juices, teas, those are included, gratuities, and your spirits, your beers and wines. And then, believe it or not, because our ship is so small, we dock in the heart of many of the cities that we visit. But if we can't get you to the heart of that city, guess what we'll do? We'll provide you transportation from the ship to the heart of the city, included in your cruise fare as well. We have a fantastic crew of 408 crew members. These men and women here are a collection of our officers. Up top, you have our captains. Right in the middle is our hotel directors. Down below are our cruise directors. Some of you are fans of Azamara. Guess what? You've probably very close with one of our senior officers. Their main goal is to make you feel like you belong, like you stepped on board. When you come on board, they say, welcome home. And when you come home to our vessel in a new destination, they welcome you home. And at Azamara, we do the fist bump. We've been doing the fist bump before COVID. Why? Because this has become the way that we say hello, and it's also the way that we help prevent the spread of disease on board our vessels as well. But our men and women, our officers that take care of you when you're on board, are the reason why we still have a cruise line today. So many of them have been with us since we started 13 years ago, and they're the reason why we have a close to 60% repeat factor. So what does that say? When you cruise with us, chances are you're coming back again, and you will love it. On board Azamara, we've made a few changes. These changes were done prior to COVID, but this change just solidifies and brings home why we are so focused on delivering destination. We eliminated the casino. I know. The casino, cruising, drinking, they almost all go together. But with Azamara, because we spent so much time in port, the casino's not open. So we've transformed the casino space that used to be on deck 5 midship to this beautiful space we call the den. And so you'll find yourself here singing along to the piano music, having a cocktail included, by the way, and enjoying as we sail from destination to destination. Many of our guests come here before dinner or after dinner. Some of them just skip dinner altogether and just really enjoy the camaraderie with other cruise guests on board and our crew. I wanted to share with you some of our accommodations, or some of the places that you'll get to call home while you're cruising with us. This is my favorite accommodation. It's the Club Spa Suite. The reason why it's my favorite, look at that beautiful hot tub that's glass enclosed out on the veranda. Yes, that is awesome. So this is called our Club Spa Suite. Then we have our Club Continent suites, and by the way, none of these are our biggest or our most expensive. I'm not taking this opportunity to show you all the opulence that my brand has. We have that if you want it, so feel free to talk to Greta, and she'll be more than happy to share with you what we have as in regards to opulence. But these are just some of our really nice accommodations. This one here does have butler service, does have about 265 square feet inside and another 60 square feet outside. This is our standard accommodation, our veranda, and you'll find it's very comfortable, 176 square feet inside, another 40 square feet outside. Quite comfortable, really nice way to call home while you're sailing somewhere in the beautiful world that you want to explore. I would like to close with a few things, one of them being our promotion. Right now, our promotion is called Double Upgrade. What that means is that you can pay for an inside stateroom and travel in the balcony room of your choice, or pay for the balcony and travel in the Club Continent suite of your choice. Of course, this always comes included with our gratuities, beverages, and more. And this is going to apply to most voyages traveling March of next year through April 11th of 2022. Now, I know it says that this promotion is set to expire on the 18th, but I'll give you a little peek under the tent and I'll let you know that we're extending the sale till December 5th. This is actually a very popular sale for Azamara because you get to get a balcony at the price of an inside room. That's quite a rich offer. It's become very popular with our loyalists and those that aren't loyal to us are just getting started. This is a great way to try Azamara for the first time, and you could experience Azamara in the price of an inside, but travel in the veranda of your choice. So know that this promotion, although I don't have the flyer, is being extended, or the picture being extended till December 5th. And because Greta and her agency, Savvy Travel Design, has put me in front of you and given me this opportunity, I wanted to say thank you to you, not only for listening and attending today, but also as a thank you to Greta for giving me an opportunity and a platform like this to share my product with you. I'm extending an onboard credit of $300 onboard credit for an inside, $400 onboard credit for a veranda, and $500 onboard credit for a suite. So you could earn up to $500 by placing a deposit with Greta on a new Azamara voyage. Keep in mind, we have voyages open right now through April of 2023. All along, you should know that you have our Cruise with Confidence to support you and back you. That means you could secure the best price or best offer up to 48 hours prior to departure. You can cancel within 48 outside of 48 hours prior to departure and secure a future cruise credit in the form of 100% of what you paid, or you can lift and shift your cruise 1 year down the line and keep the same price for the same cruise next year. In closing, because we're part of the Royal Caribbean family, we honor the loyalty that you have with Royal Caribbean or Celebrity. So if you're Royal Caribbean Platinum or higher, you have that same status with us, even on your first cruise. And if you're a Celebrity Captain's Club member, guess what? Your Captain's Club number is your Azamara Circle number. So you get to actually build loyalty toward both brands at the same time. So maybe you're Elite and looking to reach Elite Plus. You could actually reach Elite Plus while cruising with Azamara. With that, I want to say thank you so much, Greta. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share Azamara with your friends and your listeners. And I'm more than happy to take any questions.
Oh, I lost you. Hold on. There you are. Sorry, I lost you.
No problem.
So I would like to circle back, if you don't mind, to the Caribbean itineraries. That's fairly unusual for Azamara, isn't it? To have, I feel like the last time I talked to you, there wasn't a lot of Caribbean happening in the next couple of years.
You're right. It was the last time we did Caribbean, we were going to Cuba. And Cuba cruises ended sometime last year, and we weren't going back, and we had no plans on going back. But what we did was we left a window open where we were looking to probably do some Panama Canal cruises. And I think we had a hiccup with something to do with the government of Panama. Not sure of the exact details, but we had to come out with some itineraries to finish our 21 season because we're already publishing through 23 and we still had the winter season of 21 open. So we made the decision and got the green light to do these itineraries. And really, we find them to be a fantastic way to introduce Azamara to people who want to try us but don't want to go very far or spend too much money. Typically, the Caribbean itineraries are more affordable. Typically, the Caribbean itineraries don't require much airfare or very low airfare, and so compared to going to Europe or somewhere else around the world. So it's exciting, and I'm really pumped that we have it. Additionally, I'm here in Florida, so I get to do ship tours and showcase the product to the people here locally so they could see it. So that also makes me excited.
Yeah, that is very exciting because I feel like that is a super opportunity for folks to try it out, especially if they're familiar with other Royal Caribbean brands. It's a really, really great opportunity. And that stop at St. John is really unusual too. I feel like, so my husband and I watched that Caribbean Life show where they're like buying houses in the Caribbean and sit there and dream about, retirement and whatever. But they were actually on St. John in one of the episodes we were watching last night. And they were talking about how cruise lines really don't stop in St. John. They
Right.
do in Thomas, and people ferry over sometimes.
Right. So we stop. When I went there last, we stopped at the yacht club in St. John and we tender our guest to the yacht club. And so essentially, you're in the heart of St. John. Not that it's St. John's very big anyway, but still, you're there. So you get to maximize your time there. Because typically, St. John is the highlight to visit St. Thomas. If you've already been to St. Thomas, is to go to St. John and their gorgeous beaches. And but you spend so much time commuting to St. John and commuting back to St. Thomas that you get very little time in St. John. But with Azamara, we're there, so you get to maximize your time there.
Yeah, and that's a great use of their yacht club in St. John is, if I recall correctly, it's the largest yacht club in the Caribbean, isn't it? Like they can pretty much accommodate like everything from yay to yay.
Well, then that makes sense why we use that facility. I didn't know that to be the case, but that would make sense why we were able to tender in there. So cool.
Very cool. I do have a couple quick questions. So, as far as the onboard credit offer, when do folks need? Is there like a drop dead date? They should have their deposit in by this date if they're doing like if they're watching this on replay or something like that.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thanks for asking me, Greta. I should have covered that. So it would be 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
So today we have is November 11th, and so November 25th will be the deadline for that.
Okay. The night before Thanksgiving.
There you go.
We can all commit that to memory. The other question I had was lift and shift. How long are they going to be continuing, or do they have a where they know like a cutoff date for lift and shift to be available?
So lift and shift is part of Cruise with Confidence, and the Cruise with Confidence program is in place until November for cruises deposited prior to November 30th through April of 2022.
Okay.
So anything that's deposited that for something that's traveling prior to April 2022 takes advantage of Cruise with Confidence. Now, I've heard, I was just at a conference today that they're looking to extend Cruise with Confidence. So that might give more time, like probably December 30th, and it might actually give them maybe till May of 2022. It might give more time within the travel window. But how does it work? They just have to make their decision to change or modify outside of 48 hours. So let's say they booked a trip in April, a trip for April of 2022. They could change their mind, cancel, lift and shift, reprice up to 48 hours prior to their April 2022 cruise. So that's a tremendous, I think, peace of mind if for somebody who's trying to plan a vacation right now, knowing that their investment is protected and they should feel comfortable about whatever changes or new policies or procedures might be in place.
I agree. That ability to reprice up to 48 hours prior is like unheard of.
Right.
Usually you can't, like once final payment's been made, that's it. No more changes. So that's a pretty big thing. That's very cool. Um, I believe I don't see any additional questions coming in. So I think we have answered everything
All
that
right.
was asked. Yep, I think we've answered everything that was asked. So Lionel, thank you so much for joining us tonight and
My
sharing
pleasure.
all that fabulous information on Azamara. I so appreciate you taking time out of your evening for us tonight.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me, Greta. Enjoy your night.
You too. Good
All
night.
right.
All right, folks. That was amazing. I'm so glad he was able to join us this evening. I have just a couple of quick housekeeping items to share with you before I sign off. A quick reminder that on November 18th, next Wednesday, Jesse Fendora will be joining me to talk about Seabourn Cruises. If you're not familiar, Seabourn is breathtaking luxury level cruising all over the world in a private club atmosphere. Their all-inclusive format means that everything is taken care of for you, right down to your own private suite stewardess. So I'm super excited to talk to Jesse next week about that. For Thanksgiving Eve, November 25th, the deadline for deposits if you would like to take advantage of Lionel's onboard credit offer. But that evening, I will be flying solo to give everybody else the night off with their family, obviously. But I will be doing a cruise update for you and a preview of my December and January guests. Since the CDC's no sail order has expired and cruise lines are starting to implement the requirements that are necessary for them to begin cruising again, I'm hopeful I'll have some additional news from my favorite cruise lines for you. I'm going to drop this week's travel tip for you, and then I'm going to bounce. So my travel tip for this week is to stash some cash and your backup credit card separately from your wallet in case it is lost or stolen. You might also consider keeping a copy of your passport photo page in the same location, just in case that is lost or stolen. Incidentally, a copy of your passport, the photo page of your passport is a good idea to have, just in case it is lost or stolen. You can take that photo page copy to the embassy in the US embassy in whatever country that you're in. And it's much, much easier for them to get you a replacement passport if they have access to that. I usually have a paper copy, and then I also have a photograph of it on my phone as well. So folks, I will see you next week for my chat with Jesse Fendora with Seabourn Cruises. And if you missed a part of the show tonight, no worries. The replay will be available right here on the Savvy Travel Design Facebook page and also on the Savvy Travel Design YouTube channel. There will also be a YouTube link at fabfuntrips.com. And very soon there will also be a podcast link in case you would rather listen than watch. Until next time, this is Fabulously Fun Trips. And I'm Greta Smith with Savvy Travel Design, wishing you love, light, and vacation daydreams. Have a great night.